I'm Ashley Gilbreath, and this is my husband Barrett, and we have a almost 1-year-old named Kate Sadler. Kate was born October the 14th. Her due date was December the 12th. She was born at 31 weeks and spent 33 days in the NICU. We've had, I guess maybe too much experience with premature births. 2 years ago, we had identical twin little girls, and I'm going to get sad, that were born at 30 weeks, right at 30 weeks. And one was stillborn, and one lived for about 35 minutes. And so we've seen the good side and the bad side of premature births. And thanks to the March of Dimes, and thanks to awesome help in the NICU, we have a perfectly healthy, precious, almost 1-year-old.
When you were in trouble, that crooked little smile milled my heart of stone. Now look at you, I've turned around and you've almost grown. Sometimes you're asleep, I whisper I love you in the moonlight at your door. As I walk away, I hear you say, Daddy, love you more.
We have a wonderful OB who has been with us through losing the twins, through having a miscarriage, and then through Kate's, and just my fluid levels and a bunch of things just were not exactly right, and he just said, we're not doing this again. We're not going to have a not very good turnout again. So we're going to take her early, and we're going to make sure that everything is fine, and we're not going to leave any questions out there. And so I think he came in at about 12 o'clock that day and said, we're going to have a C-section at 5 o'clock, so get ready. And that was it. That was it. She was born. She was 4 pounds 9 ounces. She was a chunk for being 9 weeks early. And she was great. She stayed in the NICU. She had to have some breathing help and a little bit of heart help, and some major eating help. That took a long time, very long time. But she did well. 33 days later, we got to bring her home at about 6 pounds ish, and she's been an independent little mess since then.
You're beautiful, baby, from the outside in. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. Go on, take on this old world, but to me, you know you'll always be my little girl.
With the support of our doctors and all the nurses in both labor and delivery and in the NICU, I mean, nobody wants to spend 33 days, more than a month, driving back and forth to the hospital 2, 3, 4 times a day, trying to make sure that your baby's eating and breathing and just staying as healthy as possible to try to get home as soon as possible. Nobody wants to go through that, but you know, I just tried to be as supportive and as strong as I possibly could.
I mean, I took very good care of myself, I'm pretty sure, and unfortunately, it just happens, especially with the twins. I mean, a twin pregnancy or multiple pregnancy is a very difficult one regardless, but labor can happen early. And I mean, labor with the twins, I think, started at 17 weeks, and it was stopped at 17 weeks, and then we went back in the hospital at 29 and a half weeks, and with magnesium and tributylene and all the wonderful drugs that are out there to help stop labor, which are wonderful, but they make you feel like junk, but they work. And labor actually was stopped with the twins, and yet they still, we still had complications, and they still were born early. So with the twins, and then also with Kate's, no matter, I mean, goodness gracious, I was cautious because I was so scared about what would happen again with the twins. And you know, with perfect care, perfect medication, perfect everything, and unfortunately premature again. So March of Dimes does a very good job of keeping, I guess, people's awareness of premature births, trying to stop it. I don't know if we could have done anything differently. at all. Goodness gracious, I know we would have if we could have, to keep both pregnancies from ending early, for sure.
March of Dimes has just been one of the best things that's happened to us since the loss of the twins and through this pregnancy with Kate. Obviously, they could use all the support in the world. They fund research as to why pregnancies don't necessarily go full term. Even with all the proper prenatal care, there's still the chance that that there can be preterm births. And I think the work that March of Dimes does, both in the research of causes, and then also just trying to understand once the baby comes, what can we do in the NICUs or even in labor and delivery under those circumstances that will increase the likelihood of a healthy baby long term. I think the strides that they've made over the last decade have probably just been amazing. Alabama still being one of the last states in percentages of preterm births, and I think if there's ever a cause or a group that needs the funding, that where it's worthwhile, where they can make a difference, the March of Dimes has just been able to touch so many people, so many lives, and increase the chances of all these babies maturing into healthy kids.
Go on, take on this whole world, but to me, you'll always be